I'm about to show you one of the newest Gibson guitars to date. Now you may have seen this floating around, but we're going to take a second look at it together. You know, without rewinding and starting at the total beginning, I just want to kind of touch on the late 50s in general. You know, it's interesting because you had companies like Ford and Chevy pushing the boundaries of their automobiles, right? With the shapes and the fins and the tail lights and just the body contours in general. And then you think about the guitars as well. You know, Gibson at that time in those late 50s, you know, the same drafting table that brought you the legendary Les Paul, the SG, the Flying V, the Explorer, and then not to mention, last but not least, the classic, you know, 335. This design right here was a part of that creation, a part of that time, and it's nice to see it back now. There was a limited run that we did a little while ago, custom run, but now we brought these back for us to enjoy in a couple of different finishes. And you know, there's a couple of things that came to mind when we had this guitar in here. I wanted to really just get it, see what the you know, inspiration was. What are the immediate impressions I was gonna get? What was it gonna lend itself for me to play? This, I have to tell you, kind of gave me like a clean slate. So what we're gonna do is something a little bit different. We're gonna play it, and then we're gonna come back and reflect on some of the questions that all of you out there might be thinking. Is it something new? Is it something different? But is it still gonna give me the sound of a Gibson? So in this video, we're gonna go over that. And at the end, if you stick around, I'm gonna compare this to our heavy hitters like the Les Paul and the SG. So real quick, before we get started, hit the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe to our channel. It'll keep you up to date on future videos. I'm playing through a couple of Mark 7s behind me and some 212 rectifier cabinets. I'm just gonna set the amp to really clean with a touch of reverb, and I'll cycle through the different pickups here. Let's check it out. You know, the clean's really nice. There's a little bit of a single coil aspect to it. I hear a little P90 thing going on, but it's really easy to play some of those chords just with that slimmer neck profile and getting, you know, around the fretboard a little bit easier with this slimmer body. So let's go ahead now and listen to some crunch tones. So it sounds really nice and smooth on those crunch tones. You know, the cleans are great too. So we know the meat and potatoes are there of the guitar as well. And again, that neck is just super comfy and easy to play. So I'm gonna call out a few specs and features here. Remember, you can always visit our website for a deeper dive. We've got the standards, of course, that you would expect on our guitars, like a mahogany body. This one's nice and slim and lightweight. And you've got a nice slim taper neck for easy navigation with that rosewood fingerboard, and of course the 6 inline tuners there. You recognize that headstock shape from our Explorer guitars. So it's really nice to see that on something different. You got the 57 Classics. We're all familiar with that. That's a staple. You've got the Plus here in the bridge, so it's a little bit harder for those solos to stand out. And then you've also got the premium electronics, which include those orange drop caps and those CTS potentiometers. The biggest thing about this guitar is the double Florentine cutaways here. Now, if you take a look at that closely, I can get my hand all the way down to those higher register notes there and those frets, right? The access is just unbelievably easy, and the guitar just has a nice balance to it. And playing it is just really ergonomic. I think of, you know, anyone that's got smaller hands or smaller frames, this is a great guitar for you. You know, seeing something fresh, seeing a new design, it really gives me a different approach to playing. I think of new ideas, I think of different things to play. Of course it can rock out, you know, I can definitely get any of my power chords or open chords or soloing done with this, not a problem. But getting this guitar here today, it really just sparked up some different creativity, you know, angles and aspects. I hope you enjoy some of the playing that we're going to be doing here. I'm going to go ahead and bring in a couple other pieces so we can do some band examples and see how this thing sits in a mix. Keep going. So the tom thing works for the verses, right? Hit this monitor, let's turn the bass down. Let's work it out one more time, right? Okay. On the third time, we go to the E. Let's run one. That's great. So it was interesting standing up with this thing and playing. You know, there was a couple of moments when we were kind of working out the songs in the band environment just now where I had to like reach over and bend down and do some stuff on my pedal board. And I gotta say, just having this thing tucked in nice and neatly, it was really easy to access those things and make some changes on the fly. The guitar didn't get in the way at all. You know, the last thing you want is an instrument fighting you back, right? It's gotta be fluid. It's gotta be just as quick as the ideas that come to your head. So I know as guitar players, we're still stuck on shapes, and when we see this type of guitar, it's for this music, and that guitar, it's for that. When I walked in the room here today and just saw this, I was like, okay, well, let's try something a little bit different. So super exciting to see this back out in the world again. We hope it inspires you the same way that it does us. We're really proud to bring this back for all of you out there. Check out our website. Everything that we're playing here today, all the gear, all those links are going to be in the description below. So now let's get to the comparison. I'll go ahead and play the Theodore against a Les Paul and then an SG. Well, there you have it, a look at the new Gibson Theodore. Thanks for watching.